Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decade Andy, and I'm joined this week by... There's nothing new on my desk I can call you. There's nothing new. I'm gonna have to think of a new title for you. What a horrible... The empty bowl that once contained an apple slice. It's Mikey G53. Hello, Mikey.
Not one of your better ones.
No. I mean, I was looking over to my dining room table, and I usually have a delicious apple after dinner as my healthy snack. And you know, I eat it. Obviously, I like my apple as long as it's crunchy. Usually you get bad apples this time of year because I like a good good crunchy apple where you bite into it and you know, one of those apples. I don't like them when they get soft. They get soft and weak. When they're soft, it feels like you can smush them in your hand.
Soft, weak, pitiful apple.
Exactly. I don't want to be like an anime character smushing an apple. Whenever an anime character does that, I'm like, I hope that was a squishy apple and not a good ripe one.
Or real life Canada.
Oh my god, yeah, that too. Yeah. The monster.
I had a laugh during the week because another one of her videos came up of her testing her physical strength. Mm-hmm. Apparently, she is now physically stronger than her actual real life weight.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, which is hilarious to me because that I think it was 54 kg in the vid, and I was just like, that's very strong.
Well, she must be training at this point for it. She can't just have it naturally without any work.
Maybe she's actually huge.
Maybe that's a thing. I mean, we don't know. Yeah. She's an angel, so who knows, right?
You do like a real life reveal. It's just like one giant finger.
She's just a thumb.
Yep.
No arms, no legs, just one giant thumb person. Oh my god, that's a nightmare. How's it going though, Mikey? How are you doing this week? You doing good?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, same as usual, Mr. Mikey. Same as usual, I would say. What? Why are you ah-ing?
You said same as usual, and I said, oh no, ha 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 ha.
Okay, fair enough. We're here, Mikey, to talk about Transformers this week. We've got a big old todger, a big old clump of Doctor Wu stuff to talk about. And then, realistically, not much else. We have the disappointment. I think I can say this with confidence. The disappointment of the FanFirstFriday. Is that what the things are called?
Yeah.
Another disappointing one.
Not even. Say. Some people said well, that's what you get. Spoilers for this. Some people that's what you get for leaks, and I'm just like, a lot of this is already out, mate. It's not leaked.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of them are actually in stores to buy. It's like, bro. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I will take the first wodge of news, like the dirty tissue full of cum. It's all on Doctor Wu. And why do I cum it together? Because it's all basically just one big load of Legends third-party toys. They're not bad, though, don't get me wrong. But there is a lot of them. So let's go through them. Shall we, Mr. Mike? We're going to start off with your thoughts on probably the worst. I think we're starting with the worst and moving up, right? I don't think that's unfair to say. Dr. Wu is doing Hoodle, which is G1 roller. Everybody's favorite.
Tell me they're not selling this individually.
This tiny roller unit planned to go with Dr. Wu's DW-E04 Prime Commander Micromaster G1 Optimus Prime. This drone is in scale to attach to Prime's commander gun and even pull the trailer. According to the image, there will be two versions available, one in blue and one in grey, as it was with the G1 figure. So,
surely it should have been called Doodle.
Why Doodle?
Doodle.
Why not Dougal?
No, it's a noise a little dinky thing makes.
Yeah, but it could be a
little dinky thing is not an Irish priest, Andy.
No, not him.
I'm to Roller looking bemused at the fair.
No, I mean Dougal from the Magic Roundabout. Dougal, the dog thing that never looked like a dog.
Things that people have actually heard of outside of one place in the north.
People know of the
No, they
Magic
don't.
Roundabout. Yes, they
No one
do.
knows about the
There was a
Magic Roundabout,
fucking
Andy.
movie about the Magic Roundabout.
There was
CGI
a
and
movie
everything.
about plenty of things that no one knows about.
What kind of argument is that?
Andy, did you see the movie where Dean Cain fought a dragon in the Arctic?
What was it called?
I think it was called Arctic Dragon or something.
I don't think that's a real film.
It's a real film, and you've proven my point.
Is it a real film? It was called
Yes.
Arctic Dragon.
Dean Cain, I don't remember the name, but Dean Cain was in the Arctic fighting a bad CGI dragon.
Arctic Dragon.
Antarctica.
Movie.
Was it Antarctica? It was Antarctica.
I can't spell movie. Apparently, it has an E in it somewhere. Who knew? I don't see a poster or anything for Antarctic Dragon the movie.
Dragon Fighter. That was it.
Dragon Fighter.
Dragon Fighter.
Dragon
Was
Fighter.
it Antarctica, or they were just like no, they were in the Arctic or the Antarctic. There was a lot of snow in it. I remember that.
Was it 2004 or 2003? Sorry, 2014 or 2003. 2003.
Right.
2003. Is this like an Irish only film?
With Dean Cain?
I don't know. And Officer Dean Cain and his team tries to capture a genetically engineered dragon which escaped from their underground lab. Oh my god!
Do you know what's worse? Andy,
Everything.
do you know what's worse? This isn't
What's
the
worse?
film I was thinking of. There's another one.
Is there?
There's two of them. That's why I was just like, I'm sure there was one in the Antarctic with Dean Cain and the dragon. This is a different one. I remember this because I watched one on Sci-Fi, and then the other one next week. I was just like,
wow.
oh, it's the same movie, and I sat down. I'm just like, oh no, there's two of them.
The graphics of the dragon look like the graphics for the dragon from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It legit looks like a TV budget movie. It looks rough.
Yeah. I'm not quite Dragonheart. It has to be said.
In a deadly underground military experiment, a 1,000-year-old fire-breathing dragon discovered in England is cloned. Within 3 hours, it is fully grown and escapes, leaving a trail of death and destruction wherever it goes. It is up to the security chief, David Carver, to reel in this fearsome predator before it has a chance to wreak further havoc on humankind.
Do you want to know something funny?
Okay.
It may not have been Dragonheart, but it sure wished it was, because Dragonheart's what they use for all the posters.
Oh no!
Just picture the Draco.
Oh, that's sad. Bless it.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, Mikey, I'm not impressed by this little kit. It sounds like you were right, and it's probably just going to be Roller on its own, which is incredibly underwhelming. Maybe you'll get both gray version and blue version together.
I want it to be on its own. I really hope they're not silly and sell it on its own. But if they are going to just be dumb, go for it. Sell it on its own. Why not?
Yeah, but how much would you sell it on its own for? Like £10? Because that seems a lot for something.
No,
like
20
nothing.
seems to be minimum 20.
Yeah, third party price up. Even though it's like the size of Micromaster or smaller, it's like, ooh boy.
and it needs to go do do do.
Are you trying to make it sound like Gurr?
That's a sound effect it needs to come with.
Okay, but it's not Gurr, so it wouldn't be quite as fun, I'm afraid.
Are you sure it's not Gurr?
I'm saying it wouldn't. I'm saying it would be better if it was Gurr. I'm just saying it's not, unfortunately. But yeah, if you've got the Prime, and you were like, man, this is missing one small little boy. He is that little boy that you can buy separately. So there's that. There was a little bit more of a girthy surprise, not surprise, but revealed with the Doctor Wu DW-O, EO8, E12, and E15. Oh, I don't know why they spread them out like this. Either way, we've got Starfear, Blue Thunder, and Dark Skies. Unsurprisingly, these are the Seekers, Starscream, Thundercrack, and Skywarp. No real shock there. I would say they're obviously the 5.5 centimeter tall robots. They're all classic G1 style because we can never escape G1 at this point in time. I will be buried alive with Starscreams, I'm sure, one day. And they've shown some images. All what?
I had an image of someone murdering you, and as you're just like lying in the hole, like last ounce of breath, all you see is someone empty a box of Starscreams.
Oh no, it won't be a box, Mikey.
No, it would be like it's just box after box after box. They're doing it slowly so that you can see that not a single one of them is not colored white.
See, I saw it more as like the big garbage truck tips where the back lifts up and it just opens and it just pours into the shallow grave that I'm in, or even a deep grave. It wouldn't matter. And then I like my body as it decays and as the Starscreams decay, we'd become one. Then in the future, Hasbro would dig that oil up and turn it into a new Starscream figure.
What if it just like
based on G1?
They dig it up and it's decayed into just a big Starscream.
Oh my god, that'd
you
be
at the center.
Pretty interesting. Yeah.
Like
what was the comic?
The
What's the comic series where Starscream becomes invincible? Underbase?
Underbase.
Yeah, that's it. Something like that. Yeah,
what if you form the Majin Scream?
Oh my god. There we go. Mikey, what do you think of the Seekers? I know it's the first time we've seen new Seekers in like 2 days. Yeah. But how do you feel about them?
I mean, if you've seen one small plane, you've seen them all at the stage.
Yes. No Buster still.
No Buster. No, although at that scale, like that would be a really tiny Buster.
It would be.
I'm not particularly excited, and it's basically kind of like what you've seen before, but rounder.
I think this is an issue, especially with us when we're talking about this each and every week. At least I'm having when it comes to talking about third-party figures. When it's Starscream again, or it's Optimus Prime again, because we've said it many times. We'll say it again. It's just G1. It looks like they're going to have some differences with the transformation, sure, but at the end of the day, it's they're aiming for the animation model. So what can you say? Did they do a good job? I guess for the scale, right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, speaking about scale and G1, because of course, E16 and E16T are Soundmaster and Twin Horn, which is Blaster and Twincast, or Billy, as he's also known.
Windhorn.
Is it not Wind? Did I read that?
No, it's Twin Horn, but it's like,
yeah.
What?
I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know why it's Twin Horn. Maybe, I was going to say something to do with Ram Horn, but even then that doesn't make sense. Again, it's a tiny blaster who transforms from little tiny robot man to little boombox woo-woo majiggy. And also Billy, who again does the same thing. So, Mikey, we see less of Billies and Ratchets, not Ratchets, and blasters. Do these do anything for you? Because again, for me, it's just, seems like they've done okay, I suppose, replicating it.
Twincast. I don't want to echo what we just said, but hey, have you seen a blaster in the Twincast recently?
A third-party one?
This sure looks like it's done with very big buttons and permanently screaming face.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the expression. I didn't think the expression on the Seekers was that great either. They all have open mouth, kind of. I'm being
gurning would be the word.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's fair.
Permanent.
Dull surprise back in the Dreamwave day, right? That was what it was. Dull surprise.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's retro.
Yeah.
All those people who came up in the last 10 years, they don't know what we're talking about, and they're just like, dull surprise.
Remember when Devastator appeared and all the Autobots were surprised by it?
I love that. The scale on that shot is so insane because a minute ago he was like the size of like a small building, and now he's like towering over Detroit's landscape or whatever the heck it was.
It's amazing.
And he's got giant aerial bots who are like 100 feet tall each, and he's just like screaming into the sky. And what was it? When that came out, there was then like a delay in releases. So for people thought something had just appeared out, and Devastator was like, oh. And it was supposed to be him like, roaring in triumph. And then for months later, it took months for them to find out. But no, it was just terrible art. Which everyone defended at the time.
I mean, it was different.
Many things are different.
Yeah. I give it that. That's all I can really give it. There's also, Mikey, the E13, which is Sky Glider, and E13W, which is Sky Ghost. So it's Power Glide and Gobot Bad Boy. A little less frequent that we see Power Glide. So he's a little. He looks like a little potato, I would say.
They've upped the chibi on him. They've kind of tried to make it look like the original toy looks a bit like the G1 model.
Kind of.
It's like, because
Yeah.
it's got kind of the proportions of the original toy. They're not trying to emulate the cartoon model in this one, but they're trying to add like similar jointing and like overall thing. Like his big problem is he has no fucking head.
No, he doesn't. But I mean,
Also, this is the
Powerglide,
wrong repaint as well.
Oh, what's wrong with Big Boy? Oh, Bad Boy, sorry.
Should have been Viper.
Should have been who, sorry?
Viper.
Oh, Viper. That would have been fun. Yeah, don't give them ideas. They could do it.
The best repaint they ever did in Transformers, quite possibly. It was fucking amazing.
You know, I don't think Bad Boy is a bad repaint, though. He doesn't look too bad. I don't think they chose the right color blue for him, because I'm pretty sure it's more of a darker blue they used, or they should have used, rather than this kind of
because Bad Boy,
blue.
he's GoBot, isn't he?
He is a GoBot Bad Boy.
Yeah, because he's from the set. He's from that set that came out.
The E-Hobby one, I think it was, however many decades ago.
Where our boy Bug Bite originated.
Exactly, yeah. I don't think the style for the Powerglide mold in general is going to mesh desperately well with the other ones, just because the other ones are normal, and like you said, specifically, we
get a comparison shot coming up, and oh wow.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, yes, that's a good point. Because there's the E10, which is spray drift or sea spray. So it's what's that?
I had to spit.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, so we get a tiny little chibi, again, like Mikey said with Powerglide, a tiny chibi version of Sea Spray. And like Mikey said, we have them, we have the two kind of chibi ones next to Beachcomber, who's not really chibi-fied, I'd say.
No, not at all would be what I'd say. He looks like he's on a small scale.
Yeah.
Like, these two look like they are trying to be like chibis, and then you see them next to Optimus and Beachcomber. I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah, it looks like to me like a Sea Spray and Powerglide are. Do you remember how the Maximals were drawn in the Legends cartoon? In the Legends comic, when they were in beast mode, and they were like really, really tiny but very, very cute, and they all had large heads. Yes. That's what they are here. It's so distinctly different of a style. I don't mind them having this style, but if you're trying to sell me on them being in the same line, I don't think they look like they work together.
No.
I'm not quite sure what the idea here was. Apart from maybe the idea is because they don't want to make them any smaller, that if we make them look chibified, it'll give them more of a child small look to them, I guess.
But I would have assumed the thing to do here is say, like, okay, here's our G1 line, and here's our cartoon line, you know? Here's our here's changing, because they're not the same aesthetic. Like, they clearly have the same designer.
Yeah.
And they, like I said, they're, especially Powerglide, they're trying to hit that like Sea Spray, he's got all the hovercraft kibble attached to his head.
Yeah.
Which is not something that you usually see in like cartoon accurate Sea Sprays.
No, yeah, it was always attached to his shoulders, wasn't it? And then he could move his head around happily.
But I believe that was actually the case in the actual toy, the original G1 toy.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, yeah.
Maybe they're doing the mini bots in a different aesthetic, but then, hey, Beachcomber, why are you there?
Like, it's so weird. I don't get it. It's
I want to do a Bumblebee now, just because, like, what the hell?
Would they just do him normally though? I think they must have done a Bumblebee, right?
They need to do Bumblebee like this guy. Just like why did Bumblebee look like he wandered it? When Wind Charger, they need to do Wind Charger and Gears, but everyone should do Gears.
Grumpy old man Gears.
Gears knew the truth.
Life is pain.
Life is pain.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of Doctor Wu stuff. Anything else to say on Doctor Wu? Did anything really grab you by the testicles?
No, unfortunately, it was rather a dull batch for me.
No, I think it's what you'd call the safe kind of output. Like these aren't like crazy characters, new interpretations of said characters. It's just like, here's the G1 guys, and here's some of the mini bots. There you go. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Lots of people have been doing them for many years now. Many years. I guess a big selling factor is the 5 centimeters tall. That's about it.
No. But unfortunately, they're also going to be very expensive at that scale.
Yeah, they will be, definitely. Mikey, do you have unless you have anything else to say, you can
No.
take us on to the next story.
I was just going to say, this sent me on a tangent and reminded me that time they repainted Sea Spray for BotCon into Octopunch, but gave him, duck nipples.
Oh, that was weird. Yeah, it was a shame because the overall paint job was really cool until everybody saw the duck nipples and was like, oh fuck.
And I remember it just got me thinking, like, because I remember the designer at the time came out and got really pissy about it.
Well, you shouldn't have done fucking nipples.
Tentacles. It's because he's an octopus.
Yeah, but as soon as somebody said, "Oh, they look like ducks," no one didn't see anything but ducks. That might be your intention to do tentacles, but unfortunately, mate, you got some ducks in there.
Just you may have wanted one thing, but that's a duck.
Yep,
sir.
Someone should have been there to be. Oh, those look like fucking ducks on his nips right there. It's like, no, they don't. All right, no, they won't see him. Someone will.
Not a dog runs away.
I mean, as an artist, I imagine that would have been like really annoying, but you gotta have a laugh about it and go, "Oh shit, yeah, you're right. Fuck, it's not meant to be, but oh shit, I made a mistake." And no one caught it. Never mind though. Mikey takes on to Flame Toys.
Flame Toys have done something they rarely do and revealed a bad picture.
It's not the best.
No, and also, apparently this is something that was prototyped back in 2017.
Fuck, really?
And I was like, what?
Wow.
At least a version. I'm going to open the link and see if it looks exactly the same. But yeah, Flame Toys have revealed a prototype image, a very early prototype image of an upcoming model kit.
God.
In this case, yeah, same design.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just the same model kit as far as I can tell. Maybe it looks tweaked, but
yeah. So we're gonna use this one to refer it off. But yeah, Flame Toys model kit of Hound, G1 Hound with Morgdaka.
And with IDW Preceptor's eye scope thingy.
Yeah. I wonder if their attempt at when they tried 4-eye action, a lot of stuff got delayed. I wonder if that had something like that.
I wonder, yeah, because like 2017 when this was revealed, that's a big old stretch.
That would have been not long after like they announced Tarn and stuff.
I will say that this looks like maybe an older design because it doesn't hold a candle to their Leo Prime.
No,
not at all.
This feels like it's from the Amemiya design stable, like same thing that was going on with Optimus and Starscream at the time.
Yeah, what does that mean for people who might not be aware of that, Mikey? What does that mean?
Hyper super robot proportions, lanky. He's not as bad, but I think part of that is because of the chest, where they've kept the sort of general shape of it. But like the head design really makes me think of Starscream. It's got that like slightly too long look.
It's not quite as thin as Starscream, but I can see where you're coming from there. Yeah.
And like as someone who loves pretty much every Flame Toys kit I've had, I'm the early ones were what you'd expect from a first round of a well made, but they were doing a lot of experimenting that they didn't really know where they were going with what they were doing at the time. So it's going to be a bit. I will say he'll probably be because some of the early kits had a few QC issues, so he's coming out now. He should be perfectly stable. And like,
you'd hope so. It'd be a shame if it wasn't the case.
I want to see what he looks like all colored up, but he's not. I'd rather from that era. I'm more interested in this, a Bumblebee or Bug Bite to be precise. But he's one I want to see done up, and obviously it's Flame Toys, so he's going to be on my radar. It's just he just kind of at the moment he kind of looks more like if Perceptor had a big set of guns, and now I've realized what I'm going to do with it when I buy it.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to turn it into Perceptor.
Okay. But Perceptor don't have wheels, Mikey.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Nah.
He was a truck once.
Nah.
And he does.
No one remembers that.
He does have wheels because they put them in every toy because it's G1 now.
No, they're tank treads. They're not wheels.
What do tank treads go on, Andy?
Treads.
What do they go on, Andy?
The ground.
I see where this is going. I really like the old 2010 Perceptor toy.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. He had some issues, like you mean the Generations one, right?
The one that was kind of
with him. I never had him myself. He had some issues, but it was a nice idea,
Yeah, I had him, and I had a lot of fun with him. I a lot of the toys from that 20... Like, I think Transformers 2010 is probably one of, aesthetically, my favorite lines we've done.
I think just in terms of quality as well, it was it was probably the peak, just because we were coming off of fat movie
and also,
money.
like, the last time we had a decent Jazz.
Yeah, Reveal the Shield Jazz, and the last time we got an amazing Lugnut as well.
Oh man, that Lugnut is so good.
He is. He's really good.
People keep putting him up with the bulkhead now, and I feel like they're kind of saying to me, "Hey, we redesigned Lugnut then. Why is it a problem now?" And it's just like, don't pick this fight with me because I will make it a thing.
They didn't. I mean, they did redesign Lugnut, but it still looks like Lugnut, and it still looks really good.
And they didn't go around saying this is actually animated Lugnut.
It's still got a lot of the visual aesthetics of Lugnut, i.e. the head is in the chest, basically, and it's got big arms, it's got the 3 fingers, it's got all the things that hold the silhouette of Lugnut. The new bulkhead has the head, and that's it. It's got nothing else that's relevant to
and they keep saying it's literally bulkhead, which is a problem.
Yeah, it's not like a reinterpretation of bulkhead. It's just it's bulkhead. It's the hey, here's the animated one, just with a G1 twist. It's like, no, it wouldn't look like that though. Surely
a G1 twist.
A twist. Yeah, no. You know what was a bad thing about that Lugnut toy, Mikey?
I don't have it anymore because I had to clear out a bunch of stuff.
Oh, that sucks. That is bad. My thing was going to be that I don't think they ever repainted it, not once.
The Japanese version, I think, was more purple.
It wasn't a huge difference, but what we didn't get was, which I was kind of hoping. Do you remember the repaint of animated Lugnut? The atomic one. That would have been quite cool to see.
Yeah. Nowadays, I'd like to see. I'm surprised. I'd like to see. I'd even like to see Cyberverse Clobber done into an atomic color.
Yeah, well, I'd prefer that Clobber got like a better toy. At the very least, like a deluxe rather than whatever class she was.
Voyager, man. She needs a Voyager.
I mean, how many of those figures needed a Voyager? Let's be fair from that series. Why Prowl, Mikey? Why Prowl? Why Prowl?
I was saying that for a year, and you were just like this patient, kind of like, yeah, sure. And I just hear it like that. I've seen it now. Why Prowl?
I mean, I had a vague understanding then, but it's now that I know a bit more. It's like, well, why the fuck would you do Prowl? You were right. He's like not in the fucking show.
No, they kill him, and no one cared.
Yeah, no one gave a shit.
Bumblebee went Prowl, and then no one cared. Optimus went, my friend, and presumably left his body on the ground and walked away.
Prime didn't even care
because Prime had shit to do. Because he needed to prepare for parade.
It is weird because it's weird because in that series, before it got to the point where I took a break, another break, Clobber was a very important character, not the most important character, but from that season we got a lot of the characters who were like essential to the main progression of the story, right? Which was Hot Rod, Soundwave, Prime, Megatron, eventually, McAdam, you know.
Yep.
And it's just, Clobber, who's that bitch? Never heard of her. It's like, okay.
You just slides in.
You get a gimmick toy of her. It's like, oh, thanks. But she was a mate. No? Okay.
No, but
weird.
No.
We got Prowl here for you. No. Okay.
You wanted Prowl, didn't you? He's in Generation 1.
I suppose you could argue it would have been nice especially for season 3 for a Preceptor as well, because he was kind of essential to that as well.
I was like, I'm really amazed we didn't get something for a Preceptor, but they probably give him back his eyes, which I think is actually a crime.
I mean, it'd be you can't really give him with no eyes for a toy.
I do find it funny, just like, presumably what they're hinting at in Cyberverse is like, it's biology, which means it's kind of like Prime. It's like, you lose some parts, they're not replaceable. Because he never gets his eyes fixed.
It is weird.
Yeah. To be fair, like, you're better off as a Clobber fan than a Wild Will fan.
Oh, he got a Warrior toy, didn't he? But
he got a battle line, a battle call one. It was a gimmick one, like you spoke into it, and it did not. The only thing it had that really made it look like Wild Wheel was the head sculpt.
Oh, sorry, Wild Wheel. I thought you meant Dead End. Yes, Wild Wheel got nothing.
No, Dead End just got the Warrior, I think.
No, didn't I think Wild Wheel got the where the green armor pops up?
Yeah,
whatever that was called.
Something like that, but it was also like, and we're going to put a voice control gimmick in him.
Oh, is that as well? Okay.
Yeah, so he looked nothing like Wild Wheel.
Weird. Bizarre.
Yeah.
What a strange thing. Yeah. How about do some of those figures? I mean, it's not G1, but that's probably why.
They're better designs than G1. I'm just gonna say it. A lot of the time, they're better designs.
Well, I hate to keep us on a bad track, Mikey, but Mikey, Fans First Friday happened.
Sorry.
I think I would be surprised if anyone took anything super positive away from this. If you did, that's good. I'm very happy.
Very clear focusing on one thing when everyone was talking about this, and they were like holding their hands in front of the screen so they could just see that one thing amongst all the rest.
Okay, I'll ask about that. I'll just go through what was revealed. Most of it, we've talked about already. But what was revealed on Fan First Friday? Deluxe RC, Deluxe Ironhide. One of the only things we needed that we didn't know about.
Yeah,
I mean, you knew it was coming.
He looks dramatically the same of what you'd expect.
Yeah, it's Ratchet with a slightly new head repainted. That's it. And it's like, well, we knew that was coming. We hadn't had any confirmation. We haven't seen any images, but it's like, hey, you made a Starscream doing the stickers? Yeah, why shock? Anyway, we got the Voyager Junk Heap, which we talked about at some point. The Leader Dinobot Sludge, which was the other new reveal, but again, it's like, well, you're doing more Dinobots.
One people were very excited about.
Okay, I hear he's not coming with. Yeah, we'll get onto it. Yeah, that's a good point. There's the Legacy Deluxe Predacon Sandstorm we talked about. Yep. The Autobot Night Prowler we talked about. I think last week.
Actually surprised he's an Autobot.
I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. I'd argue. I think he was an Autobot in whatever it's called when he was originally released.
Oh, he was like some version of Ravage because every Cheetor repaint turned out to be some version of Ravage.
No, I'm pretty sure the Walmart Night Prowler was an Autobot, but I mean, it seems like that's the case. Deluxe Buzzsaw, which we talked about. The Vintage Scorponok, which is out. Beast Wars Scorponok. Vintage Tigatron, which is the Japanese color, which we learned, which I don't think is
and I believe is out.
Probably. The Red Knockout, the Red Ultra Magnus,
which is out.
What the Ultra Magnus and Knockout?
Yep.
Oh, is Knockout broken?
I haven't watched reviews because I'll convince myself to buy it, and I don't have money right now.
Please, Mikey, check the reviews. I don't want you to get it and him like explode in your hands.
And it's just like not Knockout.
Yeah, no, I'd like you to for your own money's sake, because you're not rolling in cash. Please watch some videos.
True, but to be fair, the next 3 toys were not announced beforehand.
Yeah, the Studio Series B127. Which is a Bumblebee
repaint,
in quotations, I suppose.
In quotations,
kind of. Studio Series Deluxe Cliff Jumper
repaint.
Yep, very cool.
In quotes.
And I'm pretty sure we've seen it. Like I've seen a Cliff Jumper like this. What's different?
Yeah, the main one.
Yeah, what's different?
They changed the shade of red a bit. They painted the barrel of the gun a bit, and you can't see his clear windows anymore.
Oh, they painted over them. Oh, that's the difference. Yeah. Okay. Wow. And there's a Studio Series Deluxe Cup. Is this different? Because I know we've seen this repainted cup before in Studio Series.
Apparently, I think it's supposed to be more accurate.
Oh, fuck off. It's just another cup figure.
And the Earthrise RC is coming.
Which one?
The one you've had 5 times at 5 different price points.
The Earthrise one, the Kingdom one. Does it matter? They're all the fucking same. Fuck. They also revealed for some reason Transformers Beyond Reality, which is a VR game. So like 3 people who will play it.
God, did you watch the trailer?
I did. Should we talk about the trailers now?
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, they look really bad.
It's a VR rail shooter, so you can get the experience of being on a 4-minute Disney ride.
Yeah, not a good one though.
No, but like the only thing the 2 things made me laugh, and they were both Grimlock, which was Grimlock runs in front of you, and clearly they just have like the side shot of the Evergreen model, because my God, those are childbirthing hips.
Well, there's a lot of reuse of the Fall of Cybertron models as well, which I guess they have on hand for whatever reason.
Yeah, but then
is Grimlock not Fall of Cybertron?
No,
I know the
evergreen.
Insecticons are. Oh, he's evergreen. Okay.
But there's a really funny bit. For me, it's funny anyway. Like, you're just passing Grimlock, and he's got a Decepticon on him, and it's just this teeny tiny Decepticon who's like punching him in the head over and over again. And I feel like it's intended to make you go like, "Oh no, Grimlock!" And to me, it's just going like,
Grimlock's in danger. Is he though?
He's so small. Rail shooters are something that whenever because we've had them for Transformers before, it's so fucking weird in 2022 to try to market anything on I've got a rail shooter. It's like, and before someone says like, well, VR, it's still fucking weird. Like, VR's got entire like first person shooter games now.
Yeah, this is like it feels more like this is our first VR game, or this is the first thing we could do for VR, where it's just what's the most basic thing we can do for VR, and it's this. It's there's nothing to it. Do you remember when one of the first VR things was you were on a rails and you were in a haunted carnival stuck on a roller coaster and you shot evil clowns, whatever that game was called. It was based off a franchise or something, but what was the shit series where and Until Dawn, is that what the shit series was called? Where you were against the Wendigo?
That was VR, was it?
I mean, you can now play that in VR, I think, but
live your dreams.
I think they use that. I think they use that brand name for this stupid first one or VR game where you were on rails. But I could be wrong. Either way, it was not good. This looks like your basic bitch stuff. It looks like you say, kind of in a mocking tone, a Disney ride. Disney rides are a lot better than this because they're real. Yeah, there's actually a lot of money put into Disney rides. This is just, I'm sure there's effort and time being put into this, but it looks really basic. It looks really lazy, and I'm not surprised because since we don't have High Moon Studios anymore, we haven't had the Transformers. Or Platinum, yes.
Why not just give it to a AAA company and just say, just go nuts?
Probably because no one wants the Transformers brand, I would imagine, if it's if we're being honest. If you wondered, I don't know why you'd be super pumped, but it is going to be available for PlayStation VR and Steam VR on March the 31st of this year, so pew, 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 buy something else instead, I would say. But if you are, inclined, you can get this. I don't know how much it's going to be. It doesn't say. I would hope not much, but I would be fearful it'll be like full price for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So that was also revealed. Fun times. And then there was some really small things like the Shattered Glass trade paperback. No shock. Transformers #1, War's End #1, Grimlock #5. Is Grimlock still not fucking over yet?
Grimlock ended this week.
Okay,
it's already come out.
That feels like that's been going on for a while.
They had a 3-month delay between, or 2-month delay rather, between issue 4 and issue 5.
Oh my god, we've got to finish Grimlock at some point, which I'm sure you're looking forward to. I'm not, but that's my problem.
You don't have to be there, Andy.
I do. I mean, who are you going to talk to the comic about? Who's going to be the negative Nancy? Your guy who'll be like, yeah, this was good. And me be that. Oh shit, this is why I thought it was shit. And there was also Transformers X Top War, which is Darkness Falls. I don't know what Top War battle game is. Oh, it's a PvP faction war. Oh no, PvP style war faction style innovative strategy game. From our friends, Top War Studios, in this exciting second cross event, the Transformers
What's Top War?
Top War, that's it. Top War. T-O-P War. Top War.
I'm Googling.
I don't think you'll be impressed. I think I know what it is. But this time, the Autobots and the Decepticons must form a temporary alliance and join players from around the world to take down an ancient foe and truly one of the most powerful enemies they've faced! !
Oh, no, it's a bad-looking mobile RTS.
Yeah, that's right. To help with the fight, some new Transformer bots, such as RC, Blaster,
Yay!
Optimus Prime and Megatron and the factions of Top War to add some much needed bot power to combat this epic menace. Are you ready to help save the Top War universe? Then join Transformers X Top War's Darkness Fall crossover event. Yeah, vomit inducing. It's like you said, Mikey, a mobile game. So
yeah, it gets better. It gets better. I'm just reading what comes next.
What comes next? Beast Wars?
Right? No.
No.
All I'm saying is I really want Peter Cullen to say, "Go to sleep, you little shit."
I guess should we talk about the new reveals? Actually, well,
no, Andy, you forgot the best one.
What was the best one?
The Calm app.
Oh, what is that? I never bothered reading that. What's that one about?
Calm app. Calm is the leading mental wellness brand for the #1 app for sleep, meditation, and relaxation. Calm is home to an incredible library for contents of kids, families, and individuals alike. Yes, your children aren't individuals. They are a unit representing an offshoot of you. You own them. Including sleep stories, nap stories, lullabies, and meditations. Help them sleep better, manage emotions, and live happier, healthier, less rebellious lives. Now Calm comes together with Transformers to create a sleep story narrated by none other than the iconic Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime. Titled History of the Transformers, Optimus Prime will take you on an epic tale about the origins of the Autobots and Decepticons. You can experience the sleep story exclusive on Calm today.
Give me your face, Justin.
Then I ripped out his heart and crushed it in my hand. I was a hero.
I have a feeling these won't be the Ladybird audiobooks that we used to get as a kid, right? They're probably not going to be that nice.
Couldn't you just turn on Chris McFeely and play the basics?
I mean, you could do that as well, yeah.
It's the same thing, and probably better audio quality.
Probably. Yeah, so yeah, that's the thing.
I'm not sure if I was a child. If this is aimed at children, I'm not sure I would be like, wow, you know what I want to hear before I go to sleep for my bedtime story? The intricate history of the Transformers as a brand, read by Peter Cullen, whose voice could literally wake the dead.
Oh my god.
Or, if this is for an adult, oh my god, go outside. For the love of God, go outside.
I've got my own audiobooks to listen to. I don't particularly want to listen to that myself. I mean, this might appeal to some people. I'm not sure you need an app on your phone for it, though.
Play an episode.
I guess.
Play an episode of G1. It will be more like the Optimus Prime you think you want in your ear.
Maybe Mikey would be surprised if we gave it a chance.
Optimus ASMR. Oh no! I accidentally stumbled into one of those bloody ASMR videos during the week, and it freaked me the fuck out. Oh,
I don't like them.
Because it was Subaru.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't the infamous one she did.
Okay, that's fine.
With the duck one. It was just her I'm going to scratch your ear, and it's just make her stop. It's like she's literally torturing me.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of ASMR. I think ASMR is better than the affirmation videos. Have you seen affirmation videos?
Yeah, I'll be honest, if it comes down to that, I will just find someone and sit in the same room with them and just say, into my ear. I don't know you very well, sir. Just do it.
Let me tell you this.
This is a Wendy's.
Let me tell you, that doesn't work. Do you know why? Because I remember a time when you and Gruff kept talking and I was trying to sleep on the floor. That was not a very soothing experience.
Oh, we did ASMR for you.
You tried. I was not asleep by the time you finished.
You were in the middle.
Like you're saying, I was on the floor in the middle between you two.
Yep.
What a time.
What time did we stop? 2 o'clock? 3
It was
o'clock
late. I remember just being tired.
I remember occasionally looking down and just like this. And I was just like, I'm too hyper to care.
Yeah, you were very pumped up for some reason. I can't remember why, but...
Joy, Andy. It was joy.
It was not joy. It was pain. Shall we talk about Slug, Mikey? Because people seem happy for Slug.
The Brontosaurus.
I'll take your word for it. He does not come with a little buddy like the other ones.
Oh,
so
you are getting less for your money, technically.
What's that?
You are getting less for your money.
You are, yeah. People have made the suggestion that the reason we got those kind of shitty figures was to keep them at a similar quality level.
What?
So you build these guys at a similar quality level, and they know there's a price hike coming up soon. So all you need to do to keep them a similar price quality is to put something extra in the box and then take it away. So then the quality is consistent throughout the Dinobots.
That's bullshit. No offense to anyone who thinks that, but that is not economics at all. Because
I
otherwise, they would not. Because otherwise, Earthrise RC would have come with 5 different accessories that no one else came from.
I could see like a shitty business person saying something like that, though.
I could see someone, but I could see someone saying that if they weren't experienced with business, because that's not how the market works. Like the market basically works on you're relying on people's loyalty to the brand combined to justify the inflation, and then you're using the wider brand. They don't care. The business side of it do not care if you get value for money out of your toy. They care if they can sell it for the highest price they can get away with on the day.
Yeah,
and that's not judgmental. That's just what business is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm slightly judgy of Transformers at the moment. I think a lot of people, at least our age, are getting more judgy with how the price hikes keep seeming to come more and more frequently at the moment.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like, if the economy improves, they ain't going back down.
No, that's never how it happens.
And like the fact that Studio Series is still priced over Generations is ludicrous.
For literally no reason.
Especially now because they're using the same toys in both lines. But yeah, Sludge anyway. So he comes with a gun. I don't remember the other ones. None of the other ones came with a weapon, did they?
I'm pretty sure that at least they came with a sword, right?
No. I think the sword was a problem. For one of them, because I don't think he came. Yeah, because I remember Grimlock didn't come with the sword, and it was like, oh, should he have the sword? Because did he have him in the cartoon? And this is cartoon accurate, and I'm screaming at the screen. No, he's not.
He can't be. The Slug can't be the only one with a gun, then.
But what if the gun is his version of Daniel? What? Oh, I'm going to check that because I actually think that might be true. So
that's a lot less plastic if that's the case.
Not really. Daniel's pretty thin and crap.
Yeah, well, he was multiple parts, though. He was thin, but he was multiple parts.
But, I mean, if it's one large part that ultimately heavier, I think that would kind of balance that. Grimlock came with a gun.
I thought so, yeah.
What about Slug? What did Slug come with? Oh, Dinobots.
No, Snarl.
Owned every time. I'm so sick of seeing people complain about his fucking name. I don't care what he's called.
Oh, you said Slug and it's Slag. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Like, oh my god, I don't care.
No, it's not. He came with a gun.
Did he? Yeah, he came with a gun. Sludge is officially coming with less. So I think they couldn't think of anyone to put with him. If I'm completely honest.
I guess so. Yeah.
Except for that one girl he fancied in Marvel Comics, but I would be surprised if we got her.
To be fair, I'm not sure what you'd bundle him with, but then again, I'm not sure we'd really needed
there you go, a little Sharkticon. Give him a little Sharkticon.
Maybe the idea is, no, we don't want to devalue the Sharkticon we've got. I don't know. I think he should have came with something to make for the week. Like you say, we are.
I think if you've paid, otherwise, just don't. You've created a problem by if you just hadn't included those 2 Yahoos that no one liked anyway. No one would be talking about this.
That's the thing. Maybe bundle 3 swords with him so he can have one, Snarl can have one, and Grimlock can have one.
Yeah, that would be good.
Wouldn't happen, but might be something.
But yeah, so he's so as with the other ones, he's G1 inspired for the most part in Dino mode. More apparently, he's based off of a character model that's not the cartoon, but is cartoon-like, and that's just getting to a level of like.
I'm sure he's not just based off the toy, because he just looks like the toy in robot mode.
I can only say what I'm reading on the thing.
Okay, no, I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just saying
but a character art from the Transformers collection, which is a character art that was what? The Transformers collection, which was a reissue line that I remember, except Sludge wasn't in that because the Dinobots didn't get a reissue. I would know. What the hell are you talking about? What? What? But sort of the new design feature he's got is he's got the accurate eyes, the cartoon accurate eyes, which is for some reason Sludge and the Dinobots all had pupils at one point or another.
Oh,
cool. Except Grimlock.
Okay.
Does not come with a big popping eye from where he gets his back broken by Devastator.
No.
No. I feel the same way I did about the other Dinobots, if I'm honest. I do. If he's not based on G1 and everyone else was trying to go G1, that's equally weird. But, I mean, if you want to hear me talk about this, I'll mention how you can basically hear a very long-winded version of that in a bit. But this is just kind of, hey, every problem I had with Slug and Grimlock, I'm having with this guy.
Yeah, it's another one, right?
Yeah, except I will say, like, for him, the proportions are a bigger issue for me in Dino mode because they just look wrong.
Is that not good enough for him? Or do you think, or what specifically is it that you don't like?
He looks squished.
Okay,
it looks like someone like had cut his neck off halfway through and then glued it back onto his body.
I'm pretty sure that's kind of what the toy was like, though, right?
I'm not. Yeah, but that still looked ugly then. But actually, no, I think the toy pulled it off better, if I'm honest, because the toy didn't have the original toy. It wasn't as thick at the base because
that's true.
They've got a ratchet joint for the neck, so it's actually like thickened up the neck a lot.
Yeah, no, you're right there. Yeah, I thought I was just thinking about the proportions on the legs and whatnot, but no, I think the you're right. The neck did help balance it out a little bit. This guy has a big, thick neck.
I could see them basically he'll be like Voyager scale, and then he'll be in the same box. So you'll still pay leader price. They might, because like I'm also thinking like, what accessories would you give Swoop? I can't. Think of any.
What accessories will you give Snarl? You know.
Well, that's the thing. Like he's supposed to like if they're going for scale, he's in the cartoon he's as tall as the rest of them. So I suppose
I don't think they're really going for scale. I think that they're going for just for toys accurate scale. I think that's more what they'd be going for. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm happy to say if I'm wrong on that point or not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think they're going for actually Dinobot scale sizes. But
well,
again,
no, I just like just because there wasn't any much of a size difference in the actual cartoon for robots is what I'm thinking. So
yeah.
But I mean, I'd love it if Swoop was quite small because he should be. But it's fine. Like, hey, there's no articulation in the front dinosaur legs.
Yeah, no.
Limited in the back dino legs, which is where you don't really want articulation. if you're going to give up articulation on one set of limbs, the hind legs would be the hind legs obviously how because they turn into the robot arms.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Yeah,
it's just not really functional in dino mode.
They're there, but they're not useful for one mode or for both modes, I should say.
Yeah, and it looks like you can store the gun underneath him in dino mode.
That's good. At least there's a bit of storage, I suppose. But
lots of people are very excited about this guy, and I'm very happy for them.
Like I say, I think people would just be happy to get any kind of Dinobot that is this scale because it's visually. I don't think it's that visually different from the Power of the Prime one because obviously the main difference there is this is a deluxe. That was the deluxe. This is a Voyager. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I
mean, I'd still, if I had some money hanging around, be tempted to pick him up, but I don't, so it's not really a concern.
Okay, well, that's fair play. That was it. That was all that was shown at the FanFirstFriday thingy,
which they hyped up in the week beforehand, and
they generally hype up these things.
But it was it's so weird to try and hype up stuff that you've already advertised and released.
And you must know that some of the stuff is actually out. They have to know that some of the stuff is actually on shelves and not like predate as well. I'm pretty sure that the Beast Wars stuff must have been known to have been out. Like I don't think Walmart or anything would have like released beforehand because that's not who they are.
No. If they do, they usually pull it quick.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know why make a big deal about the Beast Wars, Scorponok and Tigatron, which they seem to for some reason. I don't know. Violence breeds violence, Mikey.
Violence breeds. I was listening to that earlier on.
Yeah, it's a good song. It's real good. Mikey, do you want to finish us off with the roundup of convention woo-woo then?
Yeah, TFCon and TF Nation have both announced some guests. Most of these are for TFCon. So the first one up is John Bailey, man of several voices, who is, of course, in the Transformers fandom, well known for being like one of those Uber fans who's been involved in everything since the day and beyond. And he also voices what's that really well-known YouTube thing he does that I never remembered? Honest movie reviews.
Honest trailers?
Honest trailers, and he does like honest video game trailers as well, I think.
I think they're still going.
I've only seen like 5 or 6, and I have to admit that was mostly just watching the Spider-Man one about 17 times. Because Spider-Man's the best Spider-Man. So anyway, for Transformers, of course, he's very into the fandom. He voiced Soundwave and Shockwave in Bumblebee. He also did some pickup lines for Optimus Prime before Cullen stuff was recorded. And in Combiner Wars, he played Optimus Prime. It wasn't his fault. So uber fan, and fan turned professional. So if you're interested in meeting John, he's going to be at TFCon. Alongside him, you'll have Ron Friedman, who was the writer of the 1986 Transformers movie, responsible for a lot of things that are now implanted in the wider public, and is directly responsible for RC existing. Because he had to fight for her to get in. And lastly, for TFCon, Paul Eiding is going to appear. Prolific voice actor, Metal Gear, pretty much every cartoon on the Sun in the 80s and 90s. And of course, for Transformers, Perceptor, and he played a Quintesson in Transformers Generation 1, but I'd say Perceptor's a little bit more famous.
A tad, yes. I think that's fair to say.
So, this is all going to be at TFCon Los Angeles, which is going to be on March 11th to 13th, 2012. At, I believe it's the Airport Hilton. But I'm not going to check, because every time I check these, I always just trip over whatever they call them. So it's the TFCon website. Go on there, tfcon.com, and check their tickets. And for TF Nation, they've just announced Anna Malkova. Anna Malkova is the comic artist. She took over from Angel Hernandez, I think his name was, who was the original artist for the 2019 reboot. But yeah, she took over after him, I think around the 5th or 6th issue. And she's been the main one since early 2020. So at the moment, it is looking like we will be in person for TF Nation this year.
Wow.
We are not going to jump our fish or anything like that. But yeah, she's scheduled to appear August 12th to 14th. Hilton, Birmingham Metropole. Yeah, no word in any further information about prices or anything like that. But hey, she is going to be there. She's going to be signing. She's going to be selling some art prints. So check it out. Also, she does mobile games.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or visual development of mobile games. Andy.
Yes.
Those are guests for things that we may or may not be at.
I won't be at them.
You will be, because I will kidnap you.
No, I can't work.
It's a kidnapping, Andy.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's how kidnapping works. I
can't be kidnapped today. I've got work.
That's true.
Oh, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, sir.
Yeah, that's why you always tell your captors. You'd be like, "Come on, guys, I don't want to lose my job. I've got stuff to do." Breh. I think there is another convention in Birmingham this year around May. I think it was. I saw it on Facebook, but I can't. Obviously, finding anything on fucking Facebook's a nightmare.
Oh yeah.
But I think it was something like TF something UK. I can't remember exactly, but maybe check on Facebook. Me, I don't know. I wouldn't say for sure, but I know that Thu's listed as one of the guests there. So at some point, I'm sure things will become more available or more knowledgeable. Like
Birmingham is you're going to go to Birmingham and have another Transformers convention
in March. I think it's the same hotel, but I might be wrong. I don't know for sure.
That's just
I didn't look too hard, and me remembering things is hard enough. You know this.
I'm going to see if I can find that. But...
Oh, good luck, Facebook, man. That's it. That's all of our news for the week. So, Mikey, what you done for fun this week, my dude? You done some fun bits, fun things?
I done a bit. Nothing crazy, but I did a bit. Let's see. Caught up on my regular shows, which at the moment is not a ton of stuff, but Digimon Ghost Game episode 17 was good. Kind of leaned into survivalist stuff. Ending was a little weird and rushed, I thought.
Okay.
Usually the endings are pretty solid in this show, especially since they don't, it's not really a fighty show so far. But it was a little bit of a, and we have 2 minutes left. We need to do this quick. What else? So, but yeah, still a good show. My brain's shorting out of me.
Oh no.
So, oh no. I watched the newest episode of Revice, which is episode 21, which concludes the Hiromi arc.
I saw a minor spoiler due to Twitter today, and I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, listen, how do you avoid mine? Yeah.
It's weird because it wasn't retweeted by anyone I know. It was just one of those, oh, you like tokusatsu, here's a thing. And it's just like, here's a spoiler for episode 21. I was like, God damn it. What the fuck? Is this what it's like to be a Twitter user? This is shit. I hate this. I always avoid stuff, but then when it really
matters. Is this what it's like watching Boba Fett?
No, there's nothing good in Boba Fett.
Apparently, I found it amusing. I saw a review of the last couple of episodes, and I found it amusing. People are like way more positive about it because they just turned it into The Mandalorian for 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's what I hear. And the thing people seem to be really attached. We're not going to mention what the spoilers were for Mandalorian, but the things that people care about, I don't think seem to be the story. But they seem to be much more about the references again. I will say that I watched a review on not this week's, but last week's episode. The quality of the episode is much better. And it kind of almost shows you that they don't give a fuck about the book of Boba Fett, and they just wanted to either maybe it was something to do with production or something like that. But it felt like they wanted to do the Mandalorian, but someone went, okay, we need to hold up on the Mandalorian for whatever reason. So we have to fill this thing in. And the Mandalorian episodes are like the prelude to the actual series, the stuff that you actually care about, while Boba Fett is just tat.
Yeah,
and even then, the episodes were not like amazing. They run on the references rather than the quality of the story.
People got really excited at some of the graphics in that, and I was kind of like, it don't look that good, mate. It looks fine.
Yeah, it looks fine. For a Disney show, it looks fine. I've seen better.
Yeah, but like obviously, I saw one of the reviews I saw was Angry Joe's, and he basically fell down the trap. I gave it 10 out of 10, and I'm sorry, I don't think there's going to be a single episode of Boba Fett or Mandalorian that's a 10 out of 10.
I saw the image of Angry Joe looking so hype, and I was like, well, I know what he's going to say. He's going to say, this is amazing. This is 10 out of 10. Why? Because it's got all these cool things that I really like. Anything else, Joe? No. Because it's not about the writing, let's be honest.
And before anyone says, like, of course, Mikey, you don't know about Man, I have seen the 2 seasons of Mandalorian, and I know there was no 10 out of 10 episodes in there.
No, there wasn't.
I'm very comfortable saying that. There's some that aren't bad. Some that aren't great.
Yeah, and a lot of the ones that people would say at like 10 out of 10 rely heavily on references to other things.
I don't care about Jedi. Is what I'm going to say about the end of season 2, which everyone tells me is the best episode of any television show ever made.
It's not. That's based on nostalgia. That's what that's running on.
It's Lone Wolf and Cub in space.
Not good.
But I'm also going.
Is better.
Yeah. Oh god, much better. Samurai, and also some people said Samurai Jack in space. I'm just like, Samurai Jack is in space, but also much better. But
I like that Samurai Jack in space. Yeah, bro, it is in space. Well, it's not always in space, but it is in space. It definitely has aliens. A lot of aliens. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if they ruin my happy canon that Baby Yoda and Bumpy from Camp Cretaceous are both dead because of continuity. If they ruin that for me, I'm going to be annoyed. Again, I can't. I'm not going to say anything about spoilers. Like, this is just me saying, like, my cat. Now I know they've started referencing Mandalorian and stuff like that. I'm just like, oh, don't try and fix it. Just let it ambiguous so I can say he's dead because he got killed by whiny emo child. Like, oh, I'm so sad. Also, never forget that Luke, after seeing someone fail at one thing, attempted to murder them for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I think you've got to remember that you can't retcon the terrible mistakes you've made with your big budget movies. And I think the mistakes they made were
making them
critical. Yeah, they were critically bad mistakes. Yeah. And you can't just write new fiction to try and fix it.
No.
And it feels like that's what Disney's doing. They're desperately trying to. They went, it seems like a lot of people didn't like pretty much all of our new movies. Let's write fiction to try and fix it. And I don't think that's I don't think that's the way you should go about it. You should just go, you know what? We fucked that universe. We fucked these characters. We need to be adults about this and just pick the ball up and take the story to a different part in Star Wars universe and not reference any of that stuff again. I think that's the only way you can really work on Star Wars now. It's just go, we fucked that end of the bridge. Let's everybody says Star Wars is a big open universe and you can do loads of stuff with it. Fucking prove it. Have nothing to do. Like, that's theoretically what the Mandalorian could have been.
Yep.
But decided not to be.
I thought it was going to be that, and honestly.
You thought, everybody thought it was, but then they decided to be pussies and go, we got to have the references in, otherwise no one's going to care.
I'm actually dreading as we go further into it, because they'll start wanting to bring in all that bloody evil Empire bullshit ripoff stuff from the movies soon enough, because it's the time frame. And
do you mean the Timothy Zahn stuff?
The bloody, I don't remember what they were called, the Dark Empire.
Yeah, written by Timothy Zahn, who did like what's the blue dude, Thrawn. I think that stuff could be interesting. I think the problem is
no. Like, no? I mean, like, the actual, like, I honestly don't remember, because those movies were so shit. I just mean hey, J.J. Abrams, stop trying to remake the original film.
Oh, I think I see what you're saying. Okay.
Not Dark Emperor as in books and cartoons. I mean, like, Dark Emperor, because they were so generic and so rip-offs of the Empire. I don't remember what they're called.
The First Order. That's
First Order.
Right?
Thank you.
Right. Okay. I thought you meant actually the Dark Empire, which I think was. I could be wrong. I don't know Star Wars. I think that was the name of what the books that were written after the original 3 movies was called. I think. Oh
yeah, but they can never reference those because they wiped all of those out, and people like them.
And yet they are referencing them with Thrawn, which is weird because they were like. I don't know how well they were in, but a lot of Star Wars fans say that they're really interesting and good. And like you said, they wiped them out for some reason and decided to do what they did. Never mind, Star Wars fans, what can you do?
Yeah, one day we could do a show on the Star Wars in general, because I fall into the category, I was never really into Star Wars. Ever.
Like, I was never like, I liked the first 3 movies of Star Wars. I wouldn't say I was like the biggest fan, but I did enjoy them.
I like Empire Strikes Back, but I like it because I think it's a good movie. It's not because it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
The other 2 I think are I think one of the most. It also, oddly enough, is the one where the director and the editors and the writers all kind of turned to George Lucas and said, "Sit the fuck down."
Yeah. Oh yeah. The second one's the best because George Lucas he did stuff for it, obviously, but he for the most part went, okay, someone else can touch it, which I think
had a bit of
that's the best
a
idea.
Weird moment halfway through where he was because like it became more about investors and stuff for him, and he became so panicked he actually kind of said, "You're ruining my movie," and kept on trying to edit the film his way until the director called him out in it, and and even he admitted years later, like, no, I was having a fucking breakdown.
Yeah, which makes sense. Makes sense.
But
I don't mind the first movie. The first movie was saved, obviously, by a lot of good editors fixing the film. It's not. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the original Star Wars New Hope was like. I don't think story-wise it was anything crazy, but I think it was good for what they were aiming for. It was a simple story, good and evil. This does this, and all that kind of jazz. And it had amazing special effects. I think it was solid, but nothing crazy. Return of the Jedi has some really good bits in it, but it's also got a lot of guff that didn't need to be in there. The stuff with Vader and Luke are really good and should have been the focus of the story. Yep. Then you've got the Jabba Palace stuff, which is a different movie.
Yep.
And the fight on Endor, which is just out of place. It just feels weird. Yeah.
Yep.
Star Wars.
Yep.
Star Trek's better. I like Star Trek a lot more. even with the shit episodes of Star Trek. And there are many shit episodes of Star Trek.
Many.
I still much prefer it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's the rant. Anyway, Revise episode 21, very good.
Yay, good.
Concludes the arc.
Still no oh shit moment. I think I saw you write down, right?
It's weird. I think it's like when we think oh shit moments, we're thinking like Gaim reveals what's going on with the Inves. Or
Exade, where
he
dies.
Kira gets killed by Genom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an oh shit moment.
Or like O's doesn't really have oh shit moments. The oh shit moments for O's come in last third.
Yeah,
because it's like, oh my god, what the greed are and everything else. But I think it's actually more in line with that kind of stuff. More in line like the story's building, and a lot's happened in one episode. This is jam fucking packed. It's got a very good fight scene at the end. Very well edited. It's got to change the dynamic, which, without spoiling, Toei is trying to market as one thing, and I'm just like, I don't fucking trust you. I've been through this before. I'm not getting emotionally invested in this moment because I'm just like, I don't fucking trust you.
Okay, fair enough.
But not in a bad way. I'm not having a go. He's just like, you can't
No.
trick me, Toei.
Yeah, you can't trick me emotionally. Don't make me feel things.
I was there for the darkest times, mate. I was there when Takatora got knocked into a river. You can't get me.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I think Hiromi gets some really good moments in this one. They build on a lot of stuff. I was proven right about something. Ha 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 ha. Still have no idea what's going on with Evil Scientist Man.
Mm-hmm.
But we do. This isn't really a spoiler. It's a reminder about what the idea of Phoenix, what they actually want, what they're looking for, which is. They said this in the first episode, and I'd completely forgotten about it. And they just say, like, we want to separate man from their demons.
Mm.
And just the tone of things at the moment is like, I bet that's not a good thing.
No, probably not.
It's like, it's probably going to be like, oh, if you separate us from our demons, we, like, turn into monsters, or we lose our ability to feel emotions, or anything like that.
Yeah, that would make sense, because everybody's got a yin and a yang. Maybe it's going down that route. You can't remove the yang and have yin survive, or everything goes out of whack.
Recently, it's become obvious that the demons are born and, like, represent the opposite of the face you present to the world.
Mm.
You know, like, Lovekov is Sakura's weakness, Kagura is Daiji's hatred for and jealousy of his brother, and Vice is basically kind of all of Ikki's selfishness.
Yeah. I don't know what I felt about, the old woman who was consumed by a demon, and he's like, I have eaten her. I was like, what's that represent?
I think that
just felt like a random demon.
Yeah, I think that was the thing about the stamp. The stamp is like, oh, here's your demon, free now.
Yeah,
completely. It doesn't. You're not part of it anymore because you ate it,
or it ate you, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It ate you. Just like so many people being eaten in the show. Yeah, and like one thing I'm not happy about is, and I'm not sure if not happy is the right word, but I'm just like, just because of this, I feel like the marketing is just working against it in this, because not a huge spoiler because I can't get away from fucking Twitter. More forms coming.
I mean, I don't think that's a huge shock. But we need some more toys, kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's like we got Volcano 4 weeks ago.
Was Volcano the fire one?
Yeah, the Volcano Rex. We got that a few weeks back, and just like I did check, it kind of like Build had a similar Build and 01 had similar form progressions. Like we got Rabbitang Sparkling, and like 5 episodes later, we had Hazard.
Bill definitely had a problem with, we have a lot of forms which we're never going to fucking use again. A lot.
01 did... What did 01 do? 01 did Shining Hopper, Assault Hopper, and did Metal Cluster Hopper, all in the space of 10 episodes.
Yeah, and some of them were forgotten about very quickly as well. One replaced the other, etc.
Revice is definitely going down that road. The difference is Revice also has 11 or 12 other forms they've introduced. That are completely not narratively important. They are just the toy forms.
Again, it feels very much like we want to sell the thing, and it's like, oh, okay. I guess not only they got to sell the thing, they probably got to do the reference to all the other Kamen Rider series. That's probably a prerequisite as well, which is rough.
Which again, it's like it's no one's fault. Like, well, it is someone's fault. It's not the writer's fault. It's not the TV. No. Like, they have someone in Toei is coming down and saying like, "Oi."
Yeah, it's the management saying this is what it has to be, and someone's going, really? I'm okay, fine.
Yeah, and I have to say, I think for the most part, the writer's done a better job than Bill did of integrating those early forms.
Oh God, yeah, like Panda and stuff like that. There was so many build forms which were absolutely garbage, like Key and Lock and Key and whatever. You saw that once?
Key Dragon, because they needed to have Dragon have a best match, but they were also kind of like, Dragon's got another role to play, mate.
Exactly. So they had to just find something, and then, like you say, just boot it to the curb very quickly.
Yeah, because it didn't matter.
No, it didn't.
So, but I'm enjoying Revice. I'm curious. I like being curious about where this is going. There's just a ton of stuff happens in this episode. It's really hard to speak about without, like, everywhere you go, it's a spoiler. But that was Revice. I watched a first episode of what was it called? A mushroom anime thing. Oh God.
Oh, was it the thing I mentioned to you last time?
Yeah, I think it was actually. Mushroom anime. Sabuki Bisco.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one I mentioned. Yeah.
Looked okay. guy. Basically sounded like the world kind of got rotten away by spores and fungus, and there's a guy who shoots arrows that creates fungus. It looked alright. I was a little underwhelmed by the animation. I thought I was going to be way more into it.
From the trailers, the animation looked really good. Does it not kind of present itself well in the actual show?
A lot of the first episodes, the actions at night.
Okay.
Which might work against it, but it didn't look as good to me. We'll see how it goes down the line. I might try another episode or two.
Was it only one episode that you've done?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe give it like 3 or something, right? That's usually the standard.
I also started watching Godzilla Singular Points dub.
Oh, is it any easy to grasp?
Much.
And how is the dub?
The dub's pretty good in all honesty. Johnny Young Bosch is the main guy,
I'm shocked.
Yeah,
Johnny Young Bosch in an anime?
Yeah, wow. But at least, hey, he's one of those guys, like, he gets what he needs to do.
Yes, yeah.
Certainly. He's always, like, even back in the Trigun days, he was pretty solid. But yeah, like, trying to track what was being said and the level of physics and everything else when you had to read subtitles was really difficult. The show is much easier to understand when you can focus in on just the words, and it's much easier to follow. That does not mean I think they shouldn't have dialed the physics talk back in general, because it is, like, the show is written by a physicist.
Yeah, I remember you saying back when you originally started, and I'm guessing even now with it being in English, it's still a little bit rough to grasp everything, which makes sense.
It also hurts slightly in that regard because about half his physics are literally imaginary sciences. They call them that.
Okay.
Which means they're also made up physics in your physics show.
That's fine. What could be wrong with that?
The pacing's a lot better. The characters are a lot more engaging. I think I'd rarely say this, but I would say, like, check out Godzilla Singular Point in dub before you try sub.
No.
It's my only time you'll ever hear me say it. Because you need to, because if you try to watch this subtitle, you will be very confused.
Unless you're a physicist.
Even then. Because,
oh my god.
Again, because half the physics is made up.
Oh my god.
You
don't have faith in people, Mikey.
Oh god, no. So, that was TV and stuff. This was on sale for $10, and I was passing, so I thought, fuck it. So I picked up Kingdom Pipes.
Kingdom Pipes. What is that? Pipe.
Transformers Pipe.
What's Kingdom Pipe? Oh, Pipes. Oh, yeah. Transformers. Sorry, I thought you meant some kind of video game for some reason. No. My brain died. Okay.
No, he was on sale for $10, so I was just like, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, why not?
And yeah, robot mode is quite nice. Good proportions.
Why did he do it? Was it literally just because he was on sale? Because as far as I remember, you showed no interest in a Pipe. Huge,
but like a lot of them I'd have no interest in at €25.
Okay.
So $10 when I've got a $10 spare, and I'm just like, I wouldn't mind having something to take home with me today.
Oh, fair enough.
But robot mode's quite nice, decent posability. Accessories are pretty low. He's just got the arm cannons / pipes. / pipes. Obviously they're compatible with effect parts. He doesn't come with any. And he's got a few different... I think, the whole extra peg points works better with him than a lot of the other ones, because, you can put these in the guns in anywhere and they just look like his smokestacks. So in different positions. So I think that works fairly well.
Yeah.
Overall, I think the robot mode's got a fair bit of personality. The rest of it, however, is a problem. That would have got me pretty annoyed if I was paying full price. And that is, it has the most incomplete feeling transformation I can remember.
Oh, why do you say that? What do you mean by that?
So it's actually like got some clever bits to it, like you rotate the cab around and how you open up the chest and pull out the wheels from inside and everything else. Like, that's all fairly clever, and it's like quite well hidden. And then you look at the toy and you go like, hang on, am I finished?
Oh no.
And not because it was quick, but because you're looking at it like, none of this is sitting quite right. And there's
you mean it's not pegging in or something?
No, I mean, like, it just doesn't sit right. And it's hard to describe. And there's a huge gap in the center of the truck where it feels like it should compress more, and it doesn't.
Okay.
So you like a big enough to stick your finger in kind of gap in a vehicle mode. And then the tires never look like they line up right.
in vehicle mode or
in vehicle mode,
robot?
because you'll be like
Yeah.
there, and just, I was looking at him and just like, is he able to drive flat? And oh, he can. It doesn't look like he can.
Oh.
So he just feels really incomplete in vehicle mode. It's very strange.
Okay.
Like I'm doing it now, and I'm just like, okay, you do the chest like that, you do that, you can press it down a bit, and then it just sort of stops.
Right.
And now I've got I know I'm finished, but it doesn't feel like I'm finished. And like how you put the arm, like everything else is fairly clean apart from that, but then you put the arms up, and you just sort of have to, very visible fists.
So it's fair to say it's kind of unsatisfying.
The vehicle mode, definitely unsatisfying. I think if you're into the robot mode, you'll like it. One thing I don't like about robot mode, I feel like you should have red eyes. Because I'm used to the IDW version, and that has red eyes.
I guess you can paint it if you have to. You shouldn't have to, but I get what you're saying.
But like, it's just this. Like, I'm doing it now, and it's nice. It's quick. It's got some clever bits to it, but it's just like, I shouldn't be done yet. There's still stuff that's not right. I shouldn't be done.
Right.
So it's very strange. I haven't had that feeling in a long, long, long time. And like, I'm looking at him now and just like, I've done every step right. Doesn't look like he should roll. Put him down, he rolls away. But he doesn't look like he should roll. It's very strange. I heard some people say something similar about Scorponok. And I'm just, I would say, like, if you're into the robot mode, definitely consider picking him up. But if you want a good Transformer, he's just not. He's a good action figure, but he doesn't, for me, come together right. As a Transformer. Like,
bummer.
For the price I got him at, perfectly reasonable purchase. Full price, I would have been very cross.
Wow.
Apart from that, the only thing I did, just because someone said it here to us in a message a few weeks back, and I saw it on PSN, I was just like, fuck it, why not? I tried the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel game, the free-to-play one.
Yeah. Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's quite fun in all honesty. Like, and you know what's weird for a free-to-play game? At least, and I've only done it for 2 or 3 hours, I've got a full deck with like stupidly powerful cards because of how they do the reward system.
Do you not want to buy your way to victory then?
I don't have to, really. I've already got like cards that are stupidly, I don't know how to use half of them, but I know for a fact they're stupidly powerful. And I've even got loads of those Dragon Maid things that people were going on about.
Ah, okay.
They just popped up in Dragon packs because obviously I went Dragon. But
sure.
But they're all like stupidly powerful. Like it's strange to me. Like, I'm sure like after a week now, okay, you've finished XYZ. Okay, you'll see a massive drop off. And if you're really into the game and I want a new deck, I want to try new decks and everything else, this is when they get you, because like, well, if you pay us 20, we'll be able to get loads of new draws, because the number of cards you get on a full draw is 80.
Okay.
So that's a lot. But for someone like me, who's just like, I'd be happy with 1 or 2 perfectly functional decks and just playing away. I've already got like a deck full of stupidly powerful monsters that I got for free. I'm not paying you anything.
Does it have cool CG animations for you know, your trap cards and stuff like that?
It's all just basic cards.
Okay, it is basic. Okay,
I think for the net code, they didn't want to go down that route.
I mean, if it's a mobile game kind of thing as well, it makes things easier.
Yeah, and like there's thousands. It's it's not like Fighters or something like that where they've got like 30, 40 characters. It's thousands of individual cards. So I could see them not wanting to animate every single monster they do or whatever. But no, I if you're into card games, if you're into Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day and everything else, like, it's where to go. I did the Blue Eyes deck. It's the first one I did. Because the first deck the first starter deck you get has 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons in it. As a starter deck.
That seems okay.
And they're really easy to get out in the first round, which I feel like that's a broken mechanic. Because there's a lot of cards that are basically like, do you want to bring this monster in immediately? Yes. Okay. And like 5 draws at 80 cards apiece, and you stack it up full of extra cards.
Wait, do we want to bring in the Blue Eyes White Dragon? Let me think.
Yeah.
Let me think.
It struck me like randomly. Like I know there's now a movement in card game animes to like older aiming ones that make it more about the monsters while still being card game animes. Like, how has there not been a Yu-Gi-Oh? Even though I'm still slightly amazed the Yu-Gi-Oh animes are still going, but how has there not been a Yu-Gi-Oh anime where like you have a real monster that you either summon or it's always there, but you use like the trap cards and the magic cards to give it extra powers, and that's the game marketing part of it. Just strikes me a bit odd. Is there anything else of note that I did? Really, that was my week. Really, what about you, Andy? One more thing, but I'll save it until we're done.
No, say it now, or I'll forget, or you'll forget.
Dog.
What?
Dog. I have to let the dog in.
Oh, okay. You just went silent. I was like, "What?" Okay. Well, yeah. What was the other thing you had? Just before
I appeared on a WTF podcast.
Oh my god! What are we talking about? Transformers?
Yes, technically.
Oh my god!
But the paleontology in Transformers specifically, like, based off a random tweet I made a few months back, me and Chris just sat down and talked about like accuracy, like how much do the Dinobots look like the animals they're based on? How do I feel about that?
100%.
Oh, so good.
You're totally fine with it as well. You don't get really anal about dinosaurs not being correct. I know you, Mikey.
Yeah.
Very chill.
We also cut it was really fun. It was really enjoyable. I'm sure I haven't listened back to it, thank Christ. But I'm sure I said something factually inaccurate or wrong or whatever, and some paleo people I know are going to come down to me like a ton of bricks. But
oh no, Mikey!
You're
gonna get ratioed.
Oh God, no! I haven't listened back, so I don't know, and I don't care. But yeah, I got some messages saying like it's so nice to hear people talk about T-Rex and say it's still cool.
Was T-Rex never cool or not cool? When was the T-Rex not cool?
It became kind of trendy because paleos are fucking nerds. It became kind of trendy to go like, oh, T-Rex isn't that cool now. There's something a bit bigger than it. It's just it's overhyped, man. It's overhyped because for some reason in science we all talk like you're talking about Superman. But a real animal is Superman. That's what I've realized in the last couple of weeks.
Surely it's just saying a T-Rex is cool doesn't mean it's overhyped, right?
No, it's overhyped. It's overpowered, man. It can't be. No, it's not. It's overhyped.
It's not like people are saying, "Oh man, the backstory of the T-Rex was fucking amazing." Can you believe like he killed his own father to become king of the dinosaurs?
And lost his arms in the process.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. In terms of like animal kind of stuff, it's weird to hear that.
It was weird when the T-Rex got sent to that other world and like was way overpowered, but all the girls there loved him.
Yeah, they all wanted his dick. Weird.
He was so stupidly overpowered. It really takes away the tension of the action, man.
Oh well. Yeah, I guess you made liking T-Rex cool again, Mikey. Good for you.
Apparently. But yeah, also that just led to me looking a bit into like paleo, like Twitter a bit this week and seeing like, oh my god.
I thought you'd seen it before, and you told me in the past it was like a fire.
It is, but like I just happened to time it perfectly because a big fire kicked off today.
Oh no, another one.
Oh yeah, because a comic that was coming out, which people were overhyped. I had heard of it, I wasn't interested really, but like the hype was, oh my god, accurate dinosaurs in art. To a point, your T-Rex is wrong, and a few of the other ones are very obviously wrong, but I'm not going to nag you because I appreciate good quality artists, and the artist was good. But
yeah, I suppose when it comes to dinosaurs, it always comes down to if they are going for accuracy, how much does it matter? Because we don't really know. I mean, as paleontologists, I'm sure you've got a decent idea what they look like, but you don't really know.
You don't, God no. But and one of the things I always know is like people get way overhyped about accurate dinosaurs. To the point where, like, if it has them in it, it's the best thing ever. Like, there was a terrible film there years ago. Really, really shit. And it got, like, really, like, people in paleo got really excited because, like, oh my god, these dinosaurs and feathers. Just like, yeah, but the movie's terrible.
Sorry, are we talking about Star Wars again? Right? Same thing, right? I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, this comic called Primitive War, based on a book that wasn't very good. But it's basically dinosaurs in Vietnam. And the book is pretty immature in its like oh my god, we killed with blood and guts and gore.
Like Vietnam is in the war Vietnam, or just
Vietnam,
hanging out in the country?
Like they go into a jungle in Vietnam during the war, and it's like, oh my god, dinosaurs are here too.
Oh, it's like the when the X-Men randomly found them on the Savage Island kind of thing, just in Vietnam.
Like, what the fuck are you doing here? But,
fair enough. That's okay.
Yeah, but it was the marketing was saying like it was going to be this deep, meaningful story, and like people are getting overexcited, and I was just like, cool, that's some nice art, might be worth check. And then randomly, the author on the Twitter made a post that went like, "Man, I'm so glad I'm releasing this and not doing shitty Jurassic World." Like, okay, you don't like Jurassic World? It's your
wow,
business, man. And then some people, because it's the internet, some fans of Jurassic World come on like, listen, we're all supporting you and we like what you're doing, but you know, a lot of the people who are into your stuff really like Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. And wow, it would be real shame if you made them feel bad about themselves. And
I mean, they're allowed to not like Jurassic World.
Yeah, but he did what I call pulling a NECA.
Okay, what's
so
that mean?
NECA Toys, their Twitter is run by an asshole.
Oh no!
If you say anything against NECA Toys, he will find you. You don't even have to tag him. And he follows them. Like, he's infamous for being a terrible, terrible person to have in PR.
Wow.
And this guy just went hard. Like, there's a few dickhead comments in there, but most of them are pretty normal from what I saw. And then he was just like, oh no, he went hard fucking core into this. He went like, he started saying things like, wow, I mean, and like really passive aggressive stuff as well. Like, he wouldn't direct it at people necessarily. He would say, I think one of them was like, well, I mean, like, you could read Primitive War, the comic, with its deep Jungian psychology and everything else in it. And like, he listed off a bunch of stuff, and I'm sitting there going like, dude, it's dinosaurs in Vietnam. But that's a bit too advanced for the average Jurassic World fan brain. And then he tried to clarify in almost a politician way, like, listen, I'm not saying Jurassic Park was shit. Because Jurassic Park, you know, Jurassic World is a bit of a child's playground. Jurassic Park is our competition. And I was like, no, it's fucking not.
No. A comic versus a movie. No.
Like, forget that. Like, even, like, no, I'm sorry. Like, that's not David versus Goliath. That's the ant versus the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Like, if every dinosaur thing that came out in the last 20 years came together and turned around and tried to pick a fight with Jurassic Park, it would win handily.
I mean, it's nice to have confidence in your product, but
yeah, but
then be realistic.
People, because he was being an asshole, obviously the internet did what it did, turned into a raging, screaming argument for a couple of hours, and then he deleted the Twitter account, which again was the promo Twitter account for his product.
Mm-hmm.
Deleted the Discord.
Oh no.
The Indiegogo is still up. I think the Facebook's still up, but it hasn't been updated. And several people who were involved in the book came out and said that, yeah, he was saying we weren't saying this. This was all him. We asked him to stop saying we.
Oh no.
So I would love the idea that this minorly hyped up, probably would have sold okay comic book has been completely torpedoed by the idea in the author's eyes that his readers are uncultured swine because they like a 2015 movie about dinosaur dragons.
Oh no.
I love. So if you'd like the reasonable version of that, please check out WTF and TFW, where a grown man complains about the dinosaur designs on toys.
Wow, fantastic. Good stuff. Pog.
I love it. What about you, Andy? What about you?
What have I been doing this week? Well, I've been watching a bit of a little show called Gal Gaga, Blu-ray quality.
Fuck you!
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Go to hell. You go to hell and you die.
Pretty good. We're going to talk more about that when we do a Patreon episode on it.
I bet Tiger's aged badly. I bet you're tired of him.
Who? President Tiger? Nah,
President Tiger.
Well, fucking Chad. Fucking Chad. It's still, you know, like if I want to throw down a quick negative, which I can do, it is like Monster of the Week, and it is Monster of the Week until the main Zondarians are beaten, until Pasta's beer. I think the show 100% picks up once Pasta is beaten, and it moves on to the Primeavals.
I still really, really like that stage of the show. I think it handles Monster of the Week in a Super Robot show so differently to most Super Robot shows in the 90s.
Yes, agreed. But it's still got issues by the nature of what it is trying to do or doing. So I've been watching that. I decided to go back because basically one of the episodes, instead of having English subtitles, had Spanish subtitles, which was the Kyoryu and Enu introduction. And I went, oh, well,
my
I'm watching this
God.
tonight.
Of all episodes.
Yeah, it was episode 5, I think it was, something like that. I was
Are
like,
they
well, I'm not
suffering
watching
that
this
one.
In episode 5, where they first introduced, I don't think they do.
Oh, so was it actually them then?
I mean, no, because they're not Choryujin, and it's Choryujin that suffers, not them.
True. Ryujin is the one.
They must combine together before the suffering commences. So I switched over and started rewatching or watching more of the Tokyo Revengers thing, which I'd watched a bit of. The premise of the show is built on the fact that the main character's a moron. Like, you know how you made comparisons to Steins Gate, right? What if was it Okabe?
Yeah.
Imagine he was a moron. Imagine he was an idiot.
No, I don't want to imagine that. He's a beautiful man.
Imagine he was dumb and he knew the events that were going to happen and didn't really try that hard to change them. That's what this main character is. Some people could say, "Oh, leave off, Andy. They're only 14 in the show." The delinquents of the show are 14. He is the age of 20. His mind was sent back into his younger body of a 14-year-old. So he has the mind of a 21, 22, 25-year-old in the body of a 14-year-old. And he's a moron. He's an absolute imbecile. He knows for a fact that this one kid is going to die. And he knows who's going to kill him. And yet it still happens and still plays out exactly. The only reason the event doesn't occur is because he randomly picked up an item at a shrine that made the character not do the thing he was going to do that would ruin Toman at that point. So it was basically, I guess an example is, imagine you're playing a game like Mass Effect or something, and the only way you can tell Rex not to be an asshole, so you don't have to shoot him in the face, is find like a little book that says me and Rex's best times together, and that's how you get Rex not to get killed by Shepard. That's kind of the example. There's no, you couldn't convince him otherwise, but that would be it.
There's no point in that because Rex already owns that book.
No, but let's say Rex dropped that. And then Shepard picked it up at a shrine and then went, oh. And then Shepard didn't give Rex the book. He just happened to drop it at some point, and Rex picked it back up and went, oh, you kept this? Well, Shepard, I'm not going to be an asshole anymore. It's that. It's dumb. Tokyo Revengers is I don't see why it got as much acclaim as it did. The animation's not bad for it. But there's also these kids who are drawn like they're in their 20s. They're 14, and they're like driving on motorbikes and stuff like that. And committing murders and stuff.
Do they have those bikes with the overly long handlebars?
Yeah, they've got gangster mopeds and stuff like that.
Do they have mohawks?
No. Some of them have pompadours. Pompadours. It's not good. It feels like after the first we fixed everything and we went back in time. Oh, we went forward in time and then stuff went wrong again. It's starting to feel way more like a shonen series and not like a good one. And I'm rolling my eyes heavily at it, and I'm like, "Oh no!"
Has it hit that point where clearly they got an extension they weren't expecting?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think this was always the plan to always be dragging that out. Because you told me it was 120 chapters or something. I think you mentioned that last week.
It's long now.
So I think it was always meant to be a long series, to be honest. But I don't like it. I don't think I might finish this season and then never touch it again because I have a feeling it's just going to keep pissing me off. However, on a good note, I did watch a show that I thought I wouldn't like and ended up fucking burning through in 2 days and catching up on all 16 episodes. But you know me, I don't do that now. I usually watch my 2 episodes a night. And the show is Osama Rating or Ranking.
Osama Never heard of that one.
Osama Ranking, yeah. The animation style is kind of like Odd Taxi, as in you look at it and you're like, oh, this is for fucking kids. And you watch it and you're like, the episodes
looks very for fucking kids.
It's not. It's really not. It's really not. There's a lot of in episode 4 or something. A kid watches the corpse of his father get put into a blender. It's not super visual, but the idea behind it. And his father's dead corpse is basically turned to goo for him to drink. In episode 2, one of the characters' backstory is given where he's a child and he has to run away as his mother is murdered. by people hunting down his clan. Each episode is chock to the brim with stuff that's happening. Even in the later episodes where I'm watching, where there are fights, the fights include like character moments where you're like, this character is feeling like this, and he's not taking this action because this is the kind of character he is. And there's a minor character called Gigan, who's a giant ogre, like orc kind of looking dude, right? And you look at him and you're like, he's a bad guy. He's just a stepping stone for the hero to beat to show how strong he's got, right? No, you get backstory for him, and it's a really interesting backstory. And you're like, what the fuck? This is like a job-looking character, and he's getting like a really interesting backstory to show why he's a villain or why he's a criminal. It's really good. The show's incredibly well written. I really highly recommend it. I super recommend it, and I don't usually get super excited for shows. But everything gets an explanation. Every bit of question that you'd have gets its answer, but it's drip fed to you in different points. The main premise is Budgie, I think his name is. The main character is the son of a giant called Boss Summer, who's a very big, powerful guy. Budgie is cursed, seemingly, because he is not the size of a giant. He's the size of a very small child. He's also deaf, so he can't hear anybody, and because he's deaf, he can't talk to anybody because he doesn't know how to talk. So he's kind of restricted in that sense. People make fun of him. People don't respect him. He's incredibly weak. He can't even pick up a pail of water, kind of weak. So no one gives a shit about him. And he wants to be king. His father dies. A demon comes out of him. We don't know what that's about.
Fair.
Yeah, we have no idea. The demon comes out and laughs, points at Budge as he's being named the king, or will be the future king, and vanishes. And it's like, why are you laughing at him? Now, there in those 16 episodes, there's a reason we can assume why he's laughing at him, why the demon appeared. All this is explained, but I don't still know what the main antagonist's reason for doing what she's doing is, which is subverting the kingdom and seemingly trying to destroy it for some reason. We don't know why. Like I say, very, very good show. He's got a stepmom because his giantess mum is dead. We find out how she dies, and in that flashback, more questions are asked. Why things happen in that flashback? We don't know exactly why she was killed, but we know who killed her. We just don't know the reason why. But that will be explained in the future. It's good. Every episode, I'm like, damn, how much was in this episode? And it's shocking because you look at it and you're like, oh, it's going to be a basic story about this kid. His dad dies. He's going to become the king. His brother wants to be the king, so they're going to have a fight about it. And he's going to become the #1 king in the world. And that'll be the idea behind it. Because kings are ranked, basically, based on how strong they are, how good the kingdom is, what do people think of them, etc., etc. That doesn't seem to be what the first season's about. The first season seems to be establishing Budge as being worthy of being a king, and I'm guessing the next kind of arc after that will be him going out and finding out about these other kings and trying to become the #1 king, I guess. I don't know.
Because I was like, when I Googled it, I was like, okay, this looks like a 60s kids manga. And I was
yes, it definitely does, yeah.
It doesn't. It says it was made in 2017.
Yes, it's a light novel, I think, or was originally a light novel. Yeah, it's really good. The writing behind it is great. It's almost
authored by Sosuke Toka, a man who decided at 41 years old he should quit his office job and draw manga because he has wanted a little bit more excitement in his life.
Damn. Also, it's nice that it's a fantasy setting and it's not an isekai.
Oh, that's nice as well.
Yeah, there's no isekai. Yeah, a lot more fairy tale-y. There's giant dragons, there's ogres.
Have people called it the Game of Thrones of animation?
Not that I know of, but I've only watched it I've watched 16 episodes in 2 days, so I wouldn't know. I don't know, but I highly recommend it. It's like Odd Taxi. It's a real good hitter. You should watch Odd Taxi as well. Just it's faster in terms of getting into it than Odd Taxi. Odd Taxi takes a bit of time to get going because it's setting up all the characters and getting all of the stories then to intermingle, which is the whole point of Odd Taxi. While this story just goes, episode 1, you're like, interesting. Episode 2, you're like, episode 2, I was like, I'm in. It was very emotional. It's very good at setting up emotional situations for the characters and making you go, wow, that's really sad. That's a really interesting, sad backstory. And for a character that can't talk, the character Budge is able to emote quite a lot. I think you're able to gather what he's saying a lot of the time, even if you can't understand him. It's great. Really like it. Go watch it. I think you should anyway.
No, it looks interesting.
Haven't seen anything else. That was my big thing that I did this week. Also, I'm now streaming on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time now. I'm doing restreams.
Nice.
So if you want to watch me on Twitch, you can find me Decade Andy. If you want to find me on YouTube and watch me through that, it's Decade Andy as well. Took a bit of time to set up, but it's all done now. The only thing I can't do is I can't have the affiliate stats, so no one can sub to me, and I can't have channel points and stuff like that. But I think it's better to do it like that, so people might theoretically be able to find me, and I'll have more eyes on me potentially than just streaming on one platform. So
yeah,
we're doing that.
If it gets to a point where Twitch is you're better off with subs or whatever, then change how you do it a bit.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought we'll give that a crack. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's all I did this week. Mikey, questions? What do you got?
Yeah, we got one from Andreas this week. Yaharo. Should be Nyahalo.
Nyahalo.
You said Yaharo. And also, I when I read it, I hear it in Coco's voice. Nyahalo. But
no, I can't. It's always Miko for me.
Nyahalo. Yeah. What does nye mean? Yeah.
It means whatever she needs it to mean at the time.
This is what I found funny. For the longest time, I thought it was Decade Andy, like in Kamen Rider Decade.
No, it's not. It's Decade is in a corpse.
Everyone thought the same thing, Andy.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
No wonder I couldn't find the YouTube channel yet. So, a couple of questions. One, I think it's quite interesting. I listened to several US-centric Transformers podcasts, as do all of us. Because
not just us. Oh my god.
No, you.
Oh my god, traitorous
bastard. Most of them have a lengthy section of where the host described the purchase they got since the last episode of their podcast. We never really did that, you and I.
No, I don't think we've had the money to ever do that, to be honest.
We'd buy a couple of things. We're just like, yeah. What else have you done? Oh man, I'm more excited to talk about ReZero. Happy birthday, Ram and Rem, by the way.
I'm sure they really care what we think of them being anime characters and not real.
Waifus,
but yes,
Andy. Waifus.
Waifus for laifus.
Waifus for laifus.
You'll never have Ram, though. She's not interested in you. Only Roswell.
To be fair, you can say it about Rem.
Yeah, she's all in Subaru. That's fair. Yeah.
So, there's a lot of panting teenagers who are just not for you, never for you.
Never.
So anyway, most of them have a lengthy section by the host to describe where the purchase is since the last episode there. It is not uncommon that some members list several items over hundreds of dollars of purchases each week. Yeah, no, that's plenty of those. The information this content provides is usually pretty limited. This is true. It's usually just I like it or I don't.
Yeah, I mean, so sometimes they can go into, depending on who's talking about it, you can go into a bit more.
Chris, you'd have to gag.
I think it depends on the person, but I get what they're saying as well. Yeah.
Do you think this helps create an unhealthy atmosphere for the toy collector community? I'm not even talking about trying to keep up these purchases or purchase the items mentioned, but creating a mentality where it is perfectly normal receiving several $100s worth of paraphernalia every month. Even if you have no problem paying your monthly bills, you could be doing something more useful with your money while still building your toy collection in a slower, more focused way. What are your thoughts?
At the end of the day, from my perspective, if you're earning money, as long as you're paying the bills and feeding the family and yourself and all that jazz, do what you like. It's your money, as long as it's not hurting anybody and you're enjoying it. I think my main problem would be, or my main issue would be, if someone's just doing it because, and they're not really enjoying it. Like if they could just stop and it wouldn't change anything, then you probably shouldn't be doing it just for the sake of, I'll just do it because, or I'm doing it for the sake of, in quotations, content for the podcast. If you're doing it for a YouTube channel, that makes a bit more sense because theoretically you might be making money from that.
Yeah.
No, I think for me, I only get because I can afford it, I only get things that I want to get. I wouldn't just get something just because. But if, if I had more money, would I buy more? I like to think I'd have the self-control personally to either save or put it into investments and all that kind of boring grown-up adult stuff. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's your money. Do what you like of it. Just make sure you're safe and you're happy with what you're doing, I guess.
It's definitely something where you could, say like, is it healthy what they're doing from their own perspective? Like, I have listened to podcasts for every week. They're buying toys because they feel like they have to be completionist. And
yes,
I'm not saying anyone out. There's dozens out there doing this, and they often sound really angry or unhappy about their purchase. And like, I would never buy something I think I'm going to dislike.
No, agreed.
I don't need anything. Like, either I'm invested in the toy, or I'm invested in the character, or some design element, or something. I know that when I buy something, it's because I think there's going to be something in there that I'll like. And usually
I used to be a little bit of completionist, though, earlier on in the Transformer kind of thing, where I was like, I want to get all of Galaxy Force, even though there was some Galaxy Force toys that were not good. Granted, and I'm not saying it's something that you need to, in quotations, grow out of, or it's a kid thing to want to be a completionist. But I understand the mindset of wanting to have it all. But like you said, if you're getting something and you don't like it, that's kind of a shame. And you just got to, like, I would never get Pipes, even if he was on sale. Yeah. I don't care about Pipes. I don't think visually he's like super cool. But I don't. I think that's a bad purchase if I'm just getting it just because I don't have it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like I was caught off guard by the elements I found disappointing in him. That was the thing. Like that's why I don't think like, oh no problem. It's just like, okay,
I got him on sale as well, which helps.
I got him cheap. I thought I was going to like him more than I did.
Yeah.
So I was expecting a positive experience.
Does it actually? I didn't ask you. I should have asked you. Does it make you wary for getting more from the kind of Kingdom onward stuff?
Maybe makes me a bit wary about impulse buys.
Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
Impulse a character, or because like it's not even like I can say impulse character purchase. I mean, just made me think I'd rather save up a bit and get those Figure Eyes O's kits.
Yeah, or like Windblade when she's in stock, or like the multitude of like. Well, there's not multitude. There's not a multitude of crossbones you have left to get, but there's certainly like crossbones you could get.
Yeah, and we know
certainly like just Gundam kits you'd like to get as well.
And like I'd love a Moon Gundam. Like I would love a Moon Gundam.
Never. You mean the translucent one?
You go to hell and you die.
I've got a lovely translucent one for you, Mikey.
One thing I will like. So your money, your purchase. I can say I think maybe you're not spending your money wisely or whatever. That's up to you. One thing I will say I do think is negative about this is the expectation it creates in your audience.
Potentially, yeah, I suppose.
Because I have been there myself when I first started listening to podcasts and everything else. You bought things because you heard someone else buy them, because you were like, there are people who judge, and like I said, I started out like this back in the very early days. Like judge like whether or not they're being the right kind of fan by the actions of people they're listening to or engaging with, and if that person is buying hundreds of dollars worth a month, or like I've bought every Masterpiece toy twice, even though I don't like any of them. Like there are people listening to your show who will do that, and are not in the same financial position you are.
Yeah, like, but you can't put that on the podcaster either, though, which is
absolutely not. Like if people did everything we told them to do, Jesus fuck,
it'd be miserable.
Yeah, a lot more crime in the UK and
my god.
But like, if you're going to say like, where's the unhealthy element? That is the unhealthy element. There are people who are going to pick up on this, like intended or not, and go the wrong direction with their lives. I think it's like I said, like if they're happy, if they're legitimately happy, and they're not putting themselves in any financial danger, and they're paying everything they need to, and they're happy, and they can do all the things they want to do as well. They can go on their holidays, or buy their books, or watch TV, and rent, and get their Netflix and everything else. Like, if you have the disposable cash, like maybe you'd be better off saving it. But if you don't have to, it's up to you. Like, it's very strange. Like, we over the years, like famous collectors have come out and just say like, yeah, no, I've got addictions and everything else. And those, but you can't judge that based on listening to a podcast or watching a YouTube channel.
No,
like, because like, is PR a sick freak, or is he someone who just happens to have a very good in and likes collecting toys?
Well, he also has the thing of like, it's I don't know how much money he makes off YouTube, but it's a business for him as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like Jobby, I think Jobby's a good example because he doesn't just get mainline Transformers for the most part. He goes down the very expensive route, but I think he gets stuff that he still wants. And like when he does a video on it, you can tell because he's very passionate. When he's clearly he wouldn't put in that much effort for a video that he didn't care about or a figure he didn't care about.
Yeah. Either he's passionate about the item or the creative process, but he is passionate about what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like there was one
even that transforming on its own mobile app Optimus Prime, which I don't know how he could be
too happy. He was too happy.
He was too happy, but he was happy with his purchase, which is the main thing.
You know, I know off the top of my head at least one YouTuber who had a very public intervention about the whole fucking thing.
He was on a TV show, if I remember about it as well.
We will not be saying the name out of respect for human beings.
Sure.
Rhymes with none of your business. But you know, that would have been probably an unhealthy situation. But you know, was it just a setup so he could be on TV?
Who knows? I don't know.
So it's different. Like, I don't want to be the guy saying like whether your hobby is healthy or not.
No, it's not up to us to decide what you should spend your money on either. You know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting question though. It's one that like I think as like collectors or fans you should ask yourself. I think at least once a year maybe you should, if you're collecting everything all the time, you should probably ask yourself, do I really want this? Is this something I actually want, or is this just something I'm doing because and I don't think that's an unhealthy thing to do. I think that's a healthy way to look at things potentially.
Yeah
Make sure you get things that make you happy. It would be a real bummer. It would be a real bummer to be buying things and be unhappy about it. Was that the only question? Did we answer it, or was there something else?
That's the only one I got.
All right, we got a message from Christoph over on the Facebook page.
Before we go on, Andy, it's 10:30.
Oh my God! We'll just have to keep on going. Oh no! We'll end it. Yeah, we'll save it. Yeah. Right, I think this will have to be the place where we end it. We won't pick up on Christoph's questions because it's we got to finish. It's got to be the end of the show. But thank you, Mikey, for coming on by. We can provide you on the internet if you want them to.
Thank you. You can find me on Twitter as Irish Paley. You can message us on moonbase2@gmail.com, on Twitter as moonbase2, on Facebook, on Libsyn, on Patreon, and everywhere else. Please talk to us.
Yay!
We're very lonely.
Yay!
What about you, Andy?
You can find me on Twitter as Decayed Andy, as in the rotting flesh-eaten corpse, Decayed. You can find me on YouTube as Decayed Andy, Twitch as Decayed Andy as well. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums, so on Twitter, iTunes, Libsyn, Facebook, on Patreon. Oh, YouTube is Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. We're on patreon.com/Moonbase2, and if you do $2 each month, you get the extended version from the files of Teletron 2. You get the Moonbase Woo Woo, which I did put up this week, didn't I? Yes, I did. Yes, I did put up the Moonbase Woo Woo, where me and Mikey have a bitch session about Shonen series. I don't think it was a bitch session. I think we explained. I think we explained in a knowledgeable manner why we don't like the thing or the genre. I think for the most part. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Session. It's not impossible. It couldn't be a bitch session in the same way.
There was probably a bit of bitching in there. I think we probably bitched a bit about Bleach specifically.
It can go fuck itself, Andy.
But yeah, thank you everybody for coming on by. And until next time, we'll see you suckers next time.